Now your man Russ just came out and spoke about white stories in hip hop, with hip hop being a black art form. Basically, he was saying it don't translate the same way, or it's not as important because this is the black art form, and he understands that. What did you think about what he had to
Well, with
say?
Russ, here's the thing, and I'm coming from a jaundiced eye of the industry. Mind you, I've been in it, what, 3 decades? I see what he's doing, and I don't like it. He's literally putting gas on, like, the ladder he came up in. He's douching it, and he's lighting it, and he's distorting shit because he was very blessed. He had a proper budget to come into the game. God blessed him with a situation where they gave him more money, and he was able to sell, and he had a hell of a marketing team. You can tell, and I even know some of the behind the scenes people from the industry. I don't know people personally, but when he got to the level of working his records at record company status, people literally strategize and marketing with him, and he's always been so an antithesis of, about the industry. And I don't see, and I think that's foul. You gotta watch what you put into artists' head, the new artists, because it's always somebody coming up from coming up, pause, from in the game. Because I always remember when I was that fat, handsome, very handsome teenage kid, and I was trying to get on. And I remember, like, the motherfuckers, I remember the shady motherfuckers that was doing, just people who was just, wasn't right, who was con artists. And I remember that. And I remember, like, so when I always, you know, out in public, or man, I'm always info oriented. I try to lead people in the right direction. I say, hey man, read this book. And I tell them, like, do I literally have time to, like, hold your hand? Because I got my own life, I got my own family, and I got all this other stuff. So no, I don't. But hey, we could sit down, maybe get a coffee, maybe we could, like, figure it out. I could be an information to you, to somebody. So I just think Russ, like, blazes shit apart. And when he says that shit, he's got to remember, man. And one of the I get inspired by books. Like when I do interviews, or just like me and you was having a one-on-one, I would say this, and it's a book that I'm reading, Eric Kopich, and it's called Black Pearls. It's about wisdom as you get older. And it says a man's scalp, a man, a man who's getting his scalp cut has to still be in the jungle. And when he's safe, and the point of that is that he's always acting like he's not around shit, but he's there. His scalp is there. He's in the jungle, and he's getting and they want to scalp his head. It ain't like he would, oh, he was in England drinking tea. He was a part of all this shit he's talking about. He was in that shit. All of that independent, contrived, all of the stuff he's talking about. It ain't like he was sitting, like I said, in some white castle, some white big castle in Edinburgh, England. No, he was right in the game. He was at South by Southwest. He was at Industry of Things. And so he was there. So he can't act like, oh, I'm just this knight and I'm coming in. And he always, guys who always talk about the white and black, and they act like they're trying to bring, like, they always the one who start the bullshit. They always the one who initiates stuff, man. It's, like, a great guy is like La Russell, that dude out of LA. And I don't really know a lot of his music, but I see his moves. I get it, and it's you get the reality. And I'm not saying he has to be an empath, but man, you are very blessed. And I don't know if he's religious. I've heard a few of his albums. Like when you always want to do an autopsy. Part of my training in the marketing game, and I've been mentored, and I've been instructed by some of the best marketing people God has put on this world. And so you always got to dissect something. So say for instance, when Russ came about, I was working a project, this Drew Parks. It was a project. It was kind of like a, a what do they call it? I forgot the name. It's like a project, a mission, a passion project. It was a Drew Parks was a, and at that time when Russ came out, I had to do an autopsy and dissect what made Russ boom. And that was part of the game. When you see something coming up, hey, that's how it is in the NFL. When you see a quarterback, oh, he throwing 300 yards, he doing this, he running for 100 yards. Well, those coaches, they're going to go to that tape and they're going to watch that all fucking week to see how he throw 400 yards and how he rushed for 100 yards and how we going to stop this motherfucker. And in the music industry, being in marketing and promotions, which is my forte, we do that. So I got where Russ was going. I got, and he did his thing. But I just think you can't put fire down the hole on the up and coming, because he basically, when you watch him, it's almost like it's a defeated purpose. It's like, oh man, hip hop is dead. Hey, and that's not what it's about, man. That's not. This is. We always need to have it thriving, thriving, thriving. That's the purpose of this.
What do you think is his like whole intention behind saying what he just said though? Like about the whole white thing. Do you think he's trying to make himself be viewed like as an ally, or is he like that white person that's more angry than the actual minority kind of thing? Like what is it?
Well, I think honestly, he should call out names. He's at a level, he's a very, from what he says, he's a very successful, financially secure businessman. I think some of the time, and this is just my theory, I think he wants to, I think he's calling out Post Malone.
Oh, really?
I think some of the stuff he's saying, I mean, it's like he wants to call out certain individuals, and he should be comfortable in his skin to call people out. Or like call people out, man. That's what I'm saying. I mean, call them out. Well, I just think Russ is a talented brother. I mean, and I say brother, but I think that he just needs to just chill out, because he's always complain, complain, complain. And the industry blessed you, man. And he is a microcosm of what I don't like in the game. But he needs to, okay, invest in some artists. He said he did, and then I heard that one arrive. But you just need to really like appreciate the game. It's like a situation where a football player, he plays 15 seasons in the NFL, and he totally bombs everything. Now, if it was problems in the NFL, he would address it and he would try to fix it. Go and fix it, but don't just shit can the game, because we don't. You're eating up the ecosystem. You're eating up the ecosystem on how, you know guys become legends, then guys, then they retire, and then new people come out. It's a chain of stuff. It's a chain of events, and don't mess that up. It's a system. Don't mess it up.
No doubt.